Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the Roda Lessons channel, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate your support. It means the whole world to me. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at my top 10 favorite niche fragrances for the summer of 2018. So stay tuned. Before I begin the video, I do want to mention that these lists are very difficult for me to compile. Reason being that I don't really know when to publish them. I always want to do them at the beginning of the summer so that, you guys have better recommendations on what fragrances you need to keep on your radar for that season. But then if I wait until the end of the summer to publish the video, then that makes for a more accurate list because I know that these are actually the fragrances that I have worn in that season. So here I am at the midway point, not trying to beat the rush, but these are fragrances that I've actually worn, and these are some other fragrances contained in this list that I haven't worn that I do look forward to wearing this summer. So you'll see a bit of a varied list. So there are some fragrances that have been in my list in the past. Obviously, as somebody who genuinely loves these scents, I find myself wearing them year after year after year after year. And then there are also scents that I've acquired in the last year or two that are newcomers to this list because I've experienced them recently or they've grown on me in time. So you'll see it's going to be kind of a varied list. It's so incredibly difficult. There are so many honorable mentions that I could have included. Saint Julep being one of them, Galloway by Parfum de Marly being another one, Moscow Mule by Juliette Has a Gun. These are all great summer fragrances, but I really had to narrow it down to 10 out of over 1,000. So here we go. Super excited for this list. I also want to say a very special thank you to Scentsplit.com for sponsoring this video. They reached out to me a few months ago, and I love the folks over at Scentsplit. They are a decant service, so if you are interested in trying any fragrance from this list, the links are going to be down below. You can always sample. I never recommend blind buy, so that's why I highly recommend Scentsplit.com. They are a fantastic website, a great customer service. Shaheen, who works over there, is such a down-to-earth, incredibly pleasant individual, and he and I interact on a number of occasions online. And so thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. But not only that, he said, when you make this video, I want you to keep it 100% honest. I don't want you to base it off of the fragrances that I have on my website. He goes, you tell me what fragrances you want to feature in this list, and I will go out there and buy them and start carrying them on my website. So that's awesome. Thank you for working on that level. Really do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into this list, this subjective list. And at number 10, I would like to include Vetiver Fatale by Atelier Cologne. Atelier Cologne is a company that has a lot of really wonderful offerings. Probably my favorite is Musk Imperial, but I overdid it with that scent last summer. So this summer I said, you know what, I'm going to try something different. And I know Orange Sanguine is a fragrance that gets talked about interminably online. It has that sort of unique orange juice vibe that it gives off. I totally get it. This one has a creaminess to it that I really like on account of a tonka bean nuance. It gets compared to Vetiver Tonka by Hermes, and I totally get that comparison. And the reason why it's ranking kind of low on the list is because of the performance issues. So as much as I do like the smell, I will have to admit the performance issues are there, but it's also comparable to Bal d'Afrique by Byredo, which I also have performance issues with, so go figure. Number 9 on this list is a scent that kind of puts me in the mindset of summer in the regard that it reminds me of going to the beach. It has a salty nuance. It also smells cucumbery to me, but in the dry down, it smells a bit metallic, and I think that could potentially turn some people off. This one is by Parfum Cortana, and it's called Digitalis. I love this scent. I have been wearing this scent so much, and obviously I own everything from the collection. It doesn't smell as metallic as Blood Flower, which kind of has like this blood accord in it, but it's very easy to wear, very approachable. Just know that in the dry down, it does have a tendency of becoming a bit polarizing, but I don't think there's any other scent in my collection, probably with the exception of Beach Walk by Maison Martin Margiela, that actually puts me in the mindset of being on a beach. So kudos to Parfum Cortana for accomplishing that with the perfumers over at Simrise. The next one was a limited edition collaboration that this company did with the clothing store in the UK called Turnbull and Nasser, and this one is by Florist, and it's called 7172. which, if I remember correctly, is based off of the address, the location of the flagship boutique. This is a very regal, sophisticated citrus scent that can actually be worn all year round. I do think that the versatility on this one is pretty high up there, and then for that reason I included this one not as high up on the list because it's not a true summer scent, but it's one that I like to wear in the summer, but I do think it's a year-round scent. Very refined, classy, masculine, elegant, very well put together. The next one on this list is based off of a fantasy note, and that is the note of fig. And fig can be done in a few different ways. You have something like Marc Jacobs for Men, which is very creamy. And then you also have Philosopos by Diptyque, which is very ripe and full and fruity, kind of along the lines of like a pulp by Byredo. Second time I'm mentioning Byredo in this video. But this one is by Wilhelm Parfumerie, and it's called Purple Fig. What I like about this one is that it has this discreet, covert, clandestine smokiness about it that I really enjoy. It also gives off a tea vibe, almost as if you like burnt a tea leaf. It's not overly smoky. Like I said, it's very subdued, and it has a fruitiness, but I love the materials that they utilized here to sort of create a fig accord. My only critique would be the bottles. The fact that it's a little compressed kind of gives it the impression that there isn't as much juice in here, but believe it or not, this is a 100 ml. And then the next one on this list is one that for sure is a summertime scent, but I have to be in the mood to wear it. This could have very easily been in the top 3. For the note that it utilizes, I do think that this is the best in class fragrance. This one by Masque Milano is called La Tessa, and this is their interpretation of the note of iris. This features 3 different types of iris. It is incredible. It is Dior Homme on steroids. There are a lot of iris scents out there. I know 80s de Venustas has Iris Nazarene, which smells incredible. There's also Dior Homme, like I mentioned earlier. There's Tuberose 1 Capricious by Histoire de Parfum, which I also love. But this one pretty much knocks everything out of the park. This is the best iris that I have ever put my nose on. It receives my stamp of approval. When you try for yourself, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then the next one on this list, getting into the top 5 now, so you know that these are quality through and through. These are the best of the best, in my opinion. So this is a subjective list. A lot of people might say, hey, why wasn't, Xerjoff Neo in this list? Why wasn't so-and-so fragrance in this list? Only response I have for you is it doesn't cater to my personal taste, or I don't have it in my collection. If I did and I liked it enough, it would definitely be in this list. The next one here was composed by Francois Demachy, who is the in-house perfumer for Dior, as I'm sure you know. And this one is not by Dior, it's by Aqua di Parma, and it's called Colonia Pur. There's a citrus note, there's a sophisticated woodsy dry down. In terms of the level of sophistication in this one, I think it's right on par with the Florist offering that I talked about earlier. It's very well done, but I would say of all of the fragrances in this list, this one is by far the most polished. So if you have a chance to check it out, definitely do so. Once again, links to sample will be down below. And the next one on this list is one that I have spoken very highly about in the past. It's received its due praise from me, and I am a huge fan of this house. I mean, they are quality through and through. This is the epitome of high class, luxury, opulence. So this is by Roda Parfum, and it's called Elysium, right? Elysium, heaven, nirvana, just such an incredible, upscale, luxurious scent that has a freshness to it. There's this regality that is conveyed through the citrus notes and the fresh notes and everything. And I have the Parfum concentration. I know there are 2 concentrations. I have the stronger of the 2. Really enjoy this one. Number 3 on this list is one that I have been wearing for a few years now. And believe it or not, it's one of the less expensive fragrances on this list. But I just love this one because the note that it utilizes is very similar to the way that Masque Milano's La Tessa utilizes iris and does such a fantastic job at it. This one takes a note of orange blossom, and I think it's one of the best, most amazing interpretations of orange blossom. There's a little bit of vanillic sweetness in the base. I have reviewed this one. If you would like to learn more about it, please watch my review. And this one is by L'Artisan Parfumeur, and it's called Sevilla Lobe. And it is gorgeous, so decadent and rich, and it's citrusy, but it's unisex, and it's done by one of my favorite perfumers. And this one has received a ton of praise from me in the past as well. Such an incredible fragrance. The number 2 scent in this list is one that for sure I mention year after year after year. And, you know, sometimes I might receive criticism from it where people say, will you stop talking about this scent? I can't. If I like it a lot, then I like it, and it's up my alley, and it works well on my skin, and it conjures up certain very positive memories. So it's nostalgic, it's sentimental, it's poignant. And this one by Eau de Thalie is called Aqua de Vie. This is citrus and mint. I love it. It smells like a mojito. It's bright, it's uplifting. It puts me in such a positive mood and mindset. I have featured this in lists before. I have reviewed it before. This is one of my top 10 like niche for life fragrances. But it's not number 1 because I do want to pull the e-brake on it a little bit. Because I've worn it so much in the past, I want to wear another scent a little bit more this year, and it's a newer release, and so I'm really getting to experience it. But I have tried this one, the number 1 on my list. I tried it for the first time last year, so it's an older scent, but it has that freshness, and it's perfect for this time of the year. I do think it was released a little bit off season, but I digress. So number 1 is iconic for this time of the year. It also utilizes a very wonderfully done mint note with some woodsy nuances. And as far as the I don't like the name, but as far as the theme that they were trying to evoke with this one, they did such an incredible job. I love this house so much, and you'll probably see it missing behind me on the shelf here if you watch my videos enough. But this one from Amouage is called Beach Hut Man. This is such a stunning release by Amouage, and I'm so happy that they came out with this scent, because for the longest time I've been saying there's really only one summer fragrance that I feel good recommending from Amouage, and that's Reflection Man. And now with this one has taken the throne. It is to die for. I love it, you know. So again, I love this scent so much. I love all of these fragrances. They cater to my personal taste, I mean, so well. And these are fragrances that if these are the only ones that I were ever allowed to wear in the summertime, I'd be happy. No qualms there, no complaints. And of course, this list is personal, it's subjective. I would love to hear what fragrances you have been wearing, whether it's niche or designer. What fragrances have you been wearing this summer? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Also, thank you once again to ScentSplit for being the sponsor of this video. If you are looking forward to sampling any of these fragrances, links will be down below in number order, so definitely check them out. All of them are great. I wouldn't even be able to tell you where to start. If a description appealed to you, check that scent out. Don't just check this one out because it's number 1. I think they're all really good, and they have something really good going for them. So thanks again, everybody. If you took something of value from this video and you're a newcomer to this channel, please do consider subscribing. This way you will stay up to date on new releases, new videos, and that includes reviews, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and all things fragrance related. And also please remember to enable the notification bell by clicking on the little icon next to the subscribe button. This way, whenever I do upload new videos, you will get that push notification. It will get sent straight to your phone. You never need to worry about missing any of my future videos. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.